After working for 6, 7, 8 strong years, then I took a long sabbatical. I fell in love. A romantic and philosopher at heart fell in love. So there was like, this is the best that can happen, to a romantic. A romantic philosopher trainer falls in love. So what do you think she's going to work? No, she's going to enjoy. so, so I left my job. I fell for my guy totally, and I wanted to enjoy marriage. I wanted to enjoy childbirth. I took a very long sabbatical. I wrote. I did my MPhil, and I'm still happy.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Xaphal. My name is Panisha Puri and today we have with us Neha S Jha. She has 10 years plus experience as a creative writer, business communication and English faculty, soft skill trainer, voiceover artist and course designer. Hello Neha, welcome to our channel Xaphal.
Hi, how are you? It's such a pleasure to be here and talking to a girl with a unique name, Panisha. I love you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
So let's talk about what you are doing currently.
See, everyone in this world has to find a purpose.
Yes.
I personally feel that I was blessed enough to have this kind of a foreknowledge right when I was doing my master's.
Okay.
I did my journalism. I knew that English is my thing. It's not my bread and butter. It's my thing. This is something that I have to do.
Right.
So I did everything to explore every aspect of English. So I focused on the proper pedagogy of English, reading, writing, speaking, listening, everything. I wanted to cover that entire circle. So the third aspect of writing came much later because I realized that I can write as well. I was a poet when I turned 16. I was a poet since then. But then I wanted to understand whether I can write pages. So I wrote my first book in 2016. So then I wrote a book and then I started writing professionally. I started writing all the SATs and statement of purpose for people who are sitting for SATs, for GMATs, for CAT. My career highlight has been actually training for CAT and writing, because that's when I taught IIT batches and I taught SRCC batches. And I realized that, the talking is my thing, a chatterbox is my thing, being an extrovert is my thing, and teaching is my thing. So it's during the teaching and writing that I realized that I have covered the domain of being a trainer, a mentor, a motivator to a great extent. And when I started writing, that's when I realized that I can be a very handy motivator.
So, when you were doing your graduation, is there a time you felt like you need to do your job as well, or in your graduation days while studying?
I started doing it then and there.
Okay.
I was working since then. I started writing. I started teaching people right when I was graduating, because I wanted to understand what is the perception of people when they see. I personally feel what you are, what you think about yourself is your thing, right? But how you are perceived by the other person when you are trying to impart knowledge, that's quite another. And that's where you can get criticism, which helps you to improve and understand whether what you're doing is something that is making you happy and it is also making the other person happy. That's very important.
Right.
So if the other person is not happy, then my imparting knowledge has no value for him or her.
True.
Right? So for me, that testing zone was very important, and I wanted to start very early to understand how I'm perceived as a teacher.
If a student want to be a content writer or to be in this field, so what are the skill set required?
Content writing, you have to have an innate skill as well. You cannot learn it. No. I don't think that you can learn it from the scratch. You have to know what does it mean to build sentences. Sentences likhna aana chahiye. There has to be an inbuilt creativity, even if it is on a very lower percentage, but there has to be a certain innate skill set. I can teach you how to write sentences. I can teach you logical flow. I can teach you how to, sort of slide from one paragraph to the other. I can give you the vocabulary, but I cannot teach you how to bring all this together if you yourself have zero skills in writing.
When you were doing your first job, it was like you are teaching them that this is the correct way to write.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. My first job was very interesting, you know. I was not hired as a teacher. I was very fresh. I was hired as an academic coordinator.
Oh,
ACS.
okay.
Okay. And 2 months in the job, and there were kids, you know, who used to come and ask me, and it was a GMAT SCT GRE center that I was coordinating. So those kids used to ask questions to their teachers. I used to sit outside, and the teachers were not competent enough to answer the questions. So I used to come out, when they used to come out and they used to discuss कि यार ये टीचर ने को तो यार पता ही नहीं है, मैंने तो ये क्वेश्चन पूछा उसने तो बताया ही नहीं यार कुछ आंसर, वो तो घुमा दिया यार, ऐसे कर दिया वैसे. The kids talk, right?
हाँ.
So and I used to address them. मैंने कहा अरे तू मुझे बता ना, तेरे को क्या problem? Tell me, what is the problem? So that's how it started, that I had answers to every question. Why? Because I was never interested in giving them the right answer. I was interested in telling them as to why your right answer is the right answer, what is the logic and what is the root and what is the basics. So I am that kind of a trainer. So that's when they spot me, the Princeton Review, and they said, "Ki arey, tum trainer ban jao yaar, tum to."
Right.
That's how it started. Everyone can be an MA, everyone can be an MPhil, but it takes a lot of hard work and a lot of focus to be an exceptional teacher.
True.
You can be an MA, I can be an MA, we both can have the same qualification, but we both cannot be exceptional teacher unless we both are equally committed towards advancing our knowledge.
True.
Then I took a long sabbatical after working for 6, 7, 8 strong years. Then I took a long sabbatical. I fell in love. A romantic and philosopher at heart fell in love. So there was like, this is the best that can happen, you know, to a romantic. A romantic philosopher trainer falls in love. So what do you think she's going to work? No, she's going to enjoy. So I left my job. I fell for my guy totally. And I wanted to enjoy marriage. I wanted to enjoy childbirth. I took a very long sabbatical. I wrote, I did my MPhil. And I'm still happy.
If they wanted to, you know, do the networking, how they can do it effectively?
Don't try to, you know, copy somebody's content and then paste it somewhere else. That is one. Second, if you want to network, don't start with bragging. Don't start. Anyone who wants to network has to start from the basic ground of humility. You want to network, not the other person.
True.
So don't brag.
Right.
Bragging is not something that you should start with. So if you want to network, start with why do you want to network? Nobody has the time to understand what you are, who you are. They want to know the reason. So start with relevant questions. Skip the what's in the house for later. Start with a why. You know, because there are two things. One, the person doesn't know you. Two, the person has paucity of time. So if I have paucity of time, then I want to read relevant content in the first line.
Sure.
Why? Kis liye? So start with a why. Start with honesty. Start with humility. Right? So organic networking is something which grows very fast. You know, so don't try to be someone that you are not. So if someone wants to network, then he should never start with bragging or with dishonesty or with copy-paste content or with irrelevant questions. They should start with a why. Give them relevance. Give relevant content to the person you intend to network with. Then for last tip, a very important tip would be, what is the other person, you know, getting by connecting with you? So if you have to make a quick networking pitch, then you have to tell the person that why he or she has been chosen out of thousands of people.
True.
Why not network with someone else? Why network with this person?
So you do give examples and telling them stories?
All the time. How else to? I don't know how. For me, being an effective teacher is about connecting with your kids. I cannot teach a subject if I don't relate to my kids.
True.
I am not this book teacher. I always tell people, even in the interviews, you know, previously I told people, if you want someone who's conventional, has proven 10 years of work ex here, 20 years there, 5 years there. If you want a tree, I am not a tree. If you want someone who's unconventional, who's witty, who can bring life to the class, who can add value to the class, who can teach about life and train about life and how to sustain life, then you call me. Otherwise conventional teachers से भरी पड़ी है दुनिया, जाओ जाओ पता लगाओ, सब जगह मिल जाएगी, चारों तरफ घूम रहे. So I tell people कि मैं नहीं हूँ ऐसी, मैं ऐसी नहीं बन पाऊंगी. किताब खोलो, प्रश्न नंबर 2, उत्तर ये. That's not my thing.
Thank you, Neha, for sharing your insights with us. That will be helpful for the students who are watching our show and will be motivating for them that they can pursue their career if they love their job, and also they should do hard work in their life to achieve something. Thank you so much.
Yes, there is no shortcut. There is no shortcut. Tell all the children who are listening or who would be listening, there is no shortcut in life. If you want to achieve anything in your life, you have to find happiness in it. That this is something that makes me happy. It brings joy to my being, to my existence, and then it will come to your face and you will be so delighted that the person who's going to meet you or learn from you will be equally delighted.
Right.
So enjoy your work and work hard. It'll work out.